Chairman, thank you very much for your time. How are you doing today?
I'm good, Mr.
Yes. Chairman, you've just finished trials here today. You had them for the weekend. If you can just briefly tell us which age groups did you have trials for and what exactly was Kathorus Academy looking for?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Football Stage. This stage is made for us, so I'm happy for you to come here. We were looking forward to be up the squad. Remember last year our under 15 was not good, and even our under 19. So we're trying to be up the squad as the season will already be starting soon. So in the under 13, 15, I'm happy because we get a good players that we can compete with them in the GDL league. So the turn-up was okay yesterday. Even today we saw so many young boys like from all over the country, because we were saying it's for Gauteng, but now you can see that there's a lot of young boys coming from all over the provinces, from Free State and Mpumalanga. So the turn-up was very, very good, and we managed to select those good players that at least we can see them from tomorrow to be part of our academy. Then going forward, I think we can have good players that can compete this season.
Chairman, so that for the benefit of those players who are not aware of Kathorus Hyper Academy, if you can just tell us about the academy, the divisions you have. I know you recently registered for the regional league. So just so that you understand in terms of the teams that you have, how are the players accommodated, and how do you balance football with school?
Okay. We are based in Kathorus, then east of Joburg. So we are an academy that started maybe 6 years back. Then in terms of players, our players are based in the academy that we managed to have to house about 100 boys now, because we bought a land so where we build our clubhouse so that players can have a bigger space to stay. So in terms of getting players that are here, Hyper Academy have started with under 13, under 15, under 17 and under 19 that are competing the GDL Stream A League. Then we also saw that many players, when they become about 20 years of age, then they don't have a team, they have to go back home. So then we started to see, let's try to acquire a status for a SAB League so that we can compete, maybe we can even gain promotion. Then we are playing in the Sapphire Coronage SAB League now. So for those young boys that when they reach the age of 20, they will know when they can go now, starting from now. So the league is competitive in the SAB because, remember, using these young boys from age of 17 till 19 years. So today we also said we need to look at those boys that are 20 to 23 years, then they did arrive. So we'll also accommodate them in the clubhouse so that we can have all the players staying at the same place so that we can compete. Because when boys are not just staying at clubhouse, they normally not taking football serious. So that when they are staying with us, we know that we can manage them, then we'll push them at least to know what they want. And we also in school, last year we were having about 15 boys that were in grade 12, and I'm happy all of them, they've passed their matric, of which at least parents can see that we can balance football and school at the same time.
Chairman, in terms of we know running an academy of this size and playing in the GDL, meaning you have to travel all over Gauteng to play games, is very difficult, especially on the financial side. How do you manage that, and is it maybe a pay to play model, and how do you balance that, ensuring that those who may not be able to afford are also accommodated?
Okay, we normally don't have sponsors, but normally we invite parents when we open and say, parents, can you assist in terms of just to run this academy? As you say, it's expensive. Some of the parents, they donate to the team, and players also pay in terms of getting accommodated, because remember, they have to eat, they have to go to school, we have to use transport. So our parents are assisting, and most of those boys, some of them financially they are not good enough, and we managed to speak with their parents and see how can we balance in terms of helping those kids, because remember, a black child always sometimes they suffer, and you can't chase the talent because they don't have money. We also managed to take those boys to our academy and help them, assisting with the parents, because when we write to sponsors, we don't get sponsors. We tried long enough now, so we said no, let's focus with the parents and us building the team and playing those tournaments. We won those tournaments. That money helps also us to run the team so that we can help those boys that they can't afford to be in the academy.
Chairman, your involvement in football goes very, very, very. Maybe some of us were not even born yet.
Yeah.
You were part. You are one of those people who saw a young Skarangobese, the late Skarangobese, before we got to know him at Kaizer Chiefs and Swallows. How long have you been involved in football, and which some of the players that have been part of your football journey that are now or have been to professional or are still in professional football now?
Okay, just to start, long time ago, we used to have Skarangobese, who was taken by Kaizer Chiefs and Amazulu. A lot of teams did sign Skarangobese. Skarangobese is the first player that we produced in Kathorus from our side. Patrick Ningiza used to play for my team. The name was called New Czech City before, but now it's Kathorus Hi-Fi because it's an academy. Patrick Twala is come from our ranks. Telangubeni, people maybe they know Telangubeni, it's also come from our ranks. Then recently when we started Hyper Academy, we started to see now that there's a need after the gap of Skarangobes and Patrick Twalas that there's no player now from our area. Then we started to form academy. People must know that even Azola Chobeni, he come from our side before he joined Orlando Pirates. Skeleto Sifama, who's this boy? Dandong Ghost is from Sundowns. We take him from Ratanda to be here. Then we also help each other to give him to School of Excellence. Now he's at Sundowns. Tebuo Masu, which was from Davidton. Now he's at Amazulu. There's a lot for TTC teams. We also have the boys from Free State. Neymar is there. Others from Sundowns is Changer. There's a lot. But from professional ranks, I'm happy because immediately after those boys get exposed, they got the contract to PSL teams, of which we're also looking if the players can take part to be part of our academy, then we can also produce more because our aim is to produce players, not to gain, because some of the academy, they do academy just to gain money. But from our side, we don't have sponsors, we're running an academy, we build a house for the players, and we compete to the best league, of which if you can check every day it's money, man. But we keep on pushing. One day someone will come and help us with the sponsors.
Chairman, thank you very much for your time. We really appreciate the work that you are doing here, and hopefully some of the sponsors that are listening will contact you and come through and make a contribution towards the development of South African football. Thank you very much, Chairman.
Thank you.